time of the week again. Prepare yourself for the surveyors of sauce, the sultans of spaghetti, the whispers in your ears. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What's Your Spaghetti Policy podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Alex and Jakub.
Weird about eye color.
Okay.
If you look at me on any other day, okay, like if you look at me, like this sucks for anyone who's listening to the podcast, but like what color are my eyes?
Green. But then again, I've
They're
always
like-
been wrong about like
Yeah,
eye
but
color.
no, so they're like really green.
Yeah.
My eyes change colors.
Yeah,
I don't know if
same,
you
dude.
noticed.
Yeah, mine are like hazel, but like they go from blue to green depending
My-
on like
but-
what shirt I'm wearing.
Well, mine are like bluish green, and they will change depending on what color. Sometimes they'll be gray, sometimes they're green, sometimes they're blue, and it's just weird. Dude, man, I think I've talked about this before, but there was a kid in middle school. He had two different color irises.
Dude, what is that called? Fuck. I thought of the name for a second, then I lost it. But it's like,
But he had his left eye was blue and his right eye was brown.
oh, that's sick, man. That's sick.
And I was so envious of this kid.
That's
Not
like,
for, like I wasn't really like friends with him or anything, but like I was just like, that is just the coolest thing ever.
he's got
Because, like,
he's got to have
I wanted-
superpowers, right?
Well,
Like,
it's this thing. Like technically it's a mutation.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be a mutant. But I was like so like deep into like comics and stuff. I was like, I want to be a mutant. I'm already an outcast. I'm already a black sheep anyway. So like,
Yeah.
give me something.
yeah, at least give me powers for it. You know what I mean? Like,
Give
make
me something.
make me a Magneto. Come on.
this
You
this
know?
loneliness and sadness and like
It's so. It's just
like give me something in return.
in my heart. Like flipping
Yeah.
your hair and shit. Yeah, dude.
But you know, anyways, how are you?
Dude, I am fucking crushing it, my guy.
Are you?
I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. I'm eating pepperoncinis like they're hotcakes. I was just
Really?
like, man, there's something about like a hot Papa John's peppercini in the box of pizza that just like it just hits, man. It just hits.
Christine will eat them every once in a while, but they're not for me.
I didn't realize, like I know it now. Obviously, like, we've been buying them for like a hot minute, but I didn't realize you could just buy those at the store. Like you could just buy pepperoncinis, and lo and behold, you can. Learned this a couple of years ago. Everybody, shouts out to everybody out there. If you're looking for pepperoncinis, you can just like buy them in the store, dude. It's delicious. I love them cold, love them hot, but like I don't understand the spice level of pepperoncinis though, because it's like
It fluctuates.
yeah, because like sometimes you'll get like sometimes you'll get ones in the Papa John's boxes that like you bite into it just right, and it's like you swallowed napalm. It's insane. Like it doesn't go away. And then like you buy them at the store, and like you get the hot ones, and like sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're not. You know, so it's just, I don't understand what peppers they're using, but
Well, it's probably different strains, but it could also be like the juices are like fermented in.
yeah, which is just like all it is just vinegar and like salt and sugar. Like it's just like a normal a normal pickle.
Bro, you make bread, you understand? Like even the tiniest like extra like tablespoon of salt will just like disrupt the entire.
Yeah, man, that's the
My-
fun
my
thing about
dog's going
biging.
crazy.
Oh, I didn't hear him at all. I was wondering what
He's
you were
going
like looking at, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. I really dig making bread and stuff like that. Like in a quick pickle though, it's just like it's literally just water, salt, sugar, spices and stuff like that. You slap it in there and let things ferment in there for a little bit. Hell yeah.
You talking about bread or the pepperoni?
Oh, pepperoncinis, but also bread's
sorry.
like yeah. Can you do pickled bread? I'm sure somebody's done it, right?
No, I don't think you can. I mean, you could probably do no.
Google is the thing, I suppose, but
Yeah, but I don't think you can though. Like because it's gonna be soggy,
it's probably like one of those things where it's like
and then with the yeast, like,
They call it-
like it'll grow.
like it's like one of those things where they probably call it pickled bread, but it's really like I don't know, like Rocky Mountain
Walnut.
oysters, right? Like
Bull testicles.
yeah, which is like those aren't
Would you
oysters,
eat 'em?
guys. No, absolutely not. I'm not gonna eat the genitalia of any animal, including our own. You know, like human genitalia. I'm not gonna eat them. Sorry.
Sorry, Shelby.
Sorry. I mean, no, I mean like physically consuming them. Like I'm not gonna physically consume them. Dude, I'll go down any day, dude, any day of the week, buddy. You know, but
Like course corrected. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
No,
Do it
dude,
right
no, I
now.
go down. I'm not Batman, okay?
I'll do it right now.
Dude, remember that whole scandal? That was a year and a half ago. You talk about,
That was more than a year and a half ago, bro. That was
dude, I am.
um at least I feel like it was around the time when Battinson came out, wasn't it?
I don't know. That's the thing, dude. Our
That was
my
2022.
my timelines are so messed up because I was listening to old episodes the other day. I'm on episode.
Oh
I was
my, I'm
listening.
sorry.
I was listening to episode 24. Speaking of which, I don't think people give you enough credit for the naming of our earlier episodes, and these episodes too, probably so. But it's we're in 280 now. Okay, so it's like, how are you going to come up with a unique name for 280? But
They have to do it every week.
yeah, but
But yeah, keep praising me. It makes me feel
you did
better.
really good. The Jack Bauer edition episode 24. It's great. Good job naming it. Um, we were talking about.
It was also a play on words because we were really into like Sunny references then, and
Yeah, we were
the
hell
cat
into 'em.
the cat is Jack Bauer.
That's right. We even made a reference to it in the episode. The fact that he was, the cat. Still haven't seen the show. Still haven't seen
What?
24. So,
Eh.
but
Were we talking about it on there?
yeah, we were talking about 20 because it was our 24th episode. We were talking. Of course, we had to talk about it. And the sound we were talking about whether or not if the sound is copyrighted.
Oh.
When you were talking about how Fox would sue you if you like even sniffed their
This
way.
was
So,
this was before COVID, yeah.
dude, yeah. And that's another hilarious thing. It's like it's so funny listening to old episodes because like you want to get a good idea of like our like future sense, our seer powers, if you will. We came in so hot and heavy about how hilariously like there was craziness going on and like the moon exploded or like an asteroid crash landed into the earth and stuff like that and like horses came out and then like yeah, nothing like that happened, but it ended up being a pretty wild year. I don't know if you guys remember 2020, but it was kind of crazy. But then the fact that like I was thinking about it, we record 3 episodes, right? We recorded our first 3 episodes, and then you have to come in and do a solo episode, like 4th episode in. And I was just thinking about the idea, like how you didn't have this sense of like, oh, he's never coming back. Like I don't understand it.
What was it? Were you sick?
I think I had a case of brain AIDS, I believe is what we called it. I had like a massive migraine that would not leave me alone. That was the first time I missed. The second time, I was literally dying. I think I was in the hospital. I think I had pre-COVID. Yes, I was in the hospital. My oxygen dropped to like it was like not high. So
I remember that first Bring Me Solo I think that was around the time of the Popeyes chicken sandwich, right?
I think so, and it
Or was
wasn't
that the second one?
until no, it was
Because the rage on that chicken sandwich.
yeah. Okay, so yes, you were talked about the chicken sandwich and how great it was and how it's going to blow everything out of the water, but it wasn't until episode 24 when I actually had tried the chicken sandwich because I remember that day that I had brought you and Christina a chicken sandwich and we weren't able to record it because 1, it was going to be cold, but 2, I think I went to the wrong location and had like backtrack and go get it or something like that, something of that nature. But
That checks out. Back when you used to live close.
yeah, but it was delicious. I still remember it, and
Still the best, I think.
it is. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to get one. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah.
It's
I'm not really going to go out of my way to eat many foods these days.
dude. I haven't been eating out a ton. Like we still hit up Taco Bell occasionally. We
Yeah.
had Crystals one time, and I think that's the last time I think we're
I'd
gonna do
rather
Crystals.
Dude, let me just tell you. I went on this rant the other day about McDonald's. I have this unfair label that I am a contrarian by nature.
Mhm.
And I mean, there may be some of that to a degree in the sense that like I just have better taste than everyone else.
You're just ahead of the curve, dude. What can you say? You know.
And so, in being that way, it seems like I'm a constant contrarian, but that's not the case. Even growing up, and I think that's because, to me, Burger King was for the poors.
Damn,
McDonald's
dude.
was higher class. It's the way like my perception was growing up. And there was a Burger King and a McDonald's that were close to each other, and like I don't know, Burger King was just like it was closer, but that's just where the poors went, and then
Jeez.
the middle that's where I went, bro. That's where I was
Hey,
where I
that's
went,
fair.
and
I
so
think
like I
we hit
grew
a
up.
yeah. We hit a Burger King. Like, thing about growing up in the country is that we were literally 15 to 20 minutes away from
From
anything.
everything.
Yeah. So,
But like I even still, because like I mean yeah, like occasionally get but even back then when like Burger King, they still had like good like kids toys and stuff. But
mhm.
obviously, McDonald's was notorious in the 90s for like the cups and the all sorts of like cool stuff.
The
And so like we would go,
collectibles. Yeah.
yeah, like we would go, but I even like when I was like, you give me a choice, and maybe that was just like early indoctrination, I don't know. But like I've just never really liked McDonald's.
Yeah.
And like it's fine. I'll eat it in a pinch, but like it's just never been my thing. And like my dad had texted me out. It was like a month or so ago when there was like a recall on their fucking
Oh
meat. And
yeah, the Big Macs. They were people getting like E. coli or some shit.
I was like, well, I
Remember?
don't have to worry
Yeah.
about that because like I don't eat it. Like I'll get chicken nuggets and fries, and then everyone wants to talk about their fries, and their fries are not that great,
They're highly
especially.
engineered. I'll give them
Well,
that.
and they never put any salt on them, and it's just like
Yeah.
whatever. But I just don't, and
Because
like they
everybody keeps
get
asking for no salt. They have to keep
well, and
dropping new baskets.
and they also are like cold like 5 minutes within getting them, even if they're
Yeah.
freshly made. But anyways, all that I don't even know what the whole point of that was. Oh, I went on this whole rant about like I just don't like McDonald's, and then like I had to do my lab work the other day for my physical, and I was like, ugh, like I get it, and it just must be the thing. And I know I'm gonna get on my soapbox here. I'm not making a complaint. I'm making a statement. No matter where I go to McDonald's, it's wrong. They never get the order right at any McDonald's. So I don't know
Yeah.
if that's part of the charm. I guess it's just like the fucking dealer, like the dealer's choice, the fucking gamble you take. But I remember like the one that's close to the Walmart. I'll just never forget it. That I went through one day, and I ordered a caramel frappuccino, and they handed me a fucking cheeseburger. And it's just like
I think you got the wrong order, buddy. I think he drove
I
off.
ended up
Whoever
get
ordered.
I ended up getting the like I got it, but then it's just like
You got yourself a free cheeseburger then. Because what are you gonna do? Give it back? Like, what are they gonna do? Give it
no,
to
I
the
didn't
next
give it
person?
back. I was like, I didn't order this, whatever. And then that one got caught like spitting in people's food during COVID, like on TikTok.
Yeah, that's so cool. I
Um,
love how you did that, you stupid idiots. Like, don't do that. Like, it's like,
and
man,
there's the one by our house that like Zoe loves it, dude. Like she
hey,
loves
dude, that's the
she loves
kids. For some reason, it's like that
because it's
video.
not real food, I guess.
You've seen the video of it's some British actor, some British cook or whatever. He's like cooking. He's showing the kids like how they make chicken nuggets, and he's like grinding the chicken into a pulp, like bones and all, and like patting them out, and like he breads them and shit. And then like he deep fries them, and like, okay, who wants to try one? And all the kids fucking lose their shit. They're like, give me, give me, give me. And he's just like, oh, well, I didn't. Are you sure? And they're like, yeah, give me that processed food, baby.
Yeah.
So
But I don't. What was the whole point of my anti McDonald's rant?
they gave you a wrong order the other day. Like it was like really wrong. They just
No, it wasn't really wrong. It was just like I was very specific on like, hey, like because Christina's work is right there,
yeah.
and
You gave them too many instructions. I think it's a problem.
I just said no egg, bro.
Yeah, too many instructions, bud. That's your problem right
She
there.
wanted a bacon and cheese biscuit,
Did you use
and they
the
gave
app?
her no, they
That's
gave
the
her
problem.
a cheese and egg, no bacon.
They literally
biscuit.
gave her the one thing that she didn't want. And they were like, "Fuck you.
Yeah.
You're not getting
And
anything."
then I ordered
Actually,
3 hash browns, only got 2, and it's like, of course. Kids are weird. Okay.
yes.
I'm gonna just tell you like how. So I think I talked last week about the indoctrination of public schools that is soon to be done away with. But
Thank goodness. Am I right, guys? Huh?
so she had her concert, and like we were so proud of her because she had a reading part, and like she did it, and like it's so weird because your kids are a lot like you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Like don't like getting out of the house. Like
Yeah.
they don't know.
That checks out. That checks out. Yeah. They don't. They definitely
They
just like to
don't.
stay at home and hang
They
out.
just
So
don't like to do anything.
yeah.
You know.
I mean, they get out.
Uh,
They go to
I
the zoo
know,
and stuff. But
I'm just giving you a hard time. But like Christina and I are not. Now listen, I say this as someone who has a podcast, but like I'm not a social person. I can have a conversation with anybody, but I'm not. I don't actively like seek social interactions. You definitely don't.
No, I'm never going to.
My wife is socially awkward, and our daughter is a social fucking butterfly. She just absolutely loves being the center of attention. And I don't, and it can't, people, well, it's only child syndrome. I'm an only
It does
child.
sound like an only child
I was
syndrome.
an only
Yeah.
child. My wife's an only child.
Maybe you guys were like that as kids. You just didn't
My,
realize it. You know what I mean?
I was not. I was
I
not. I
mean,
was a
maybe not
very,
you. I could see maybe
she
Christina being like
wasn't,
that.
no, no. They, Zoe stayed with Christina's grandparents one time, and they were like, she said more words in an hour than you said in 4 days. Christina's always been quiet. She's always been a quiet person. Even like when we were together, she was quiet. Um, all this to say is like she volunteered. My daughter volunteered, and like good for her. The confidence that she had, and she got up in front of a. I mean, that gym probably had 300 people in it, and like,
That's the future president right there.
and I don't know, she's too smart and too good to be president.
Yeah.
As we've, never mind. You know,
Oh yeah.
I'm not-
Sorry, I forgot. It's
um,
only been 2 weeks.
and plus she's a woman, so she got that going against her.
Yeah. That's why
So,
we know
anyways,
they would never vote for a
so
woman.
she volunteered to do all this, whatever. So she's like been really into like the basics, like the history and like the songs and all this second grade education sort of shit. So like she's laying in bed the other night with Christina, and Christina told me this, and she was just like, "I know that like he's dead."
Oh shit. Okay. It's like, all right. Who are we talking about here?
Right. So we thought, oh, like she's gonna be asking about like, Christina's grandpa or whatever. I know that he's dead, but if he was still alive, how old would Francis Scott Key be?
Oh, the dude who wrote the fucking national anthem.
Yeah.
Did,
And so she's like, just like she's like, I don't know, 275 or something like that. And that was the answer, I think. So it was just weird how she was so very serious about it.
dude looks like trash. Fucking these
And
old
then-
ass people look so stupid.
Well, yeah, we've genetically engineered our food
I don't.
so that we look better.
Okay, like I'm gonna put up for those people who watch the YouTube, I'm probably gonna put up a picture of Francis Scott Key. But it's like to go from looking like Francis Scott Key looking ass to like what we look like. That's just so crazy to me. Like just how I guess obviously over time, our bodies change and whatnot.
But also perception is everything. Like we see it now.
And they didn't have
And-
cameras. So
dude,
these are all
dude,
portraits, so it's not like something.
Dude, Ben Franklin was like he was all into the ladies of the night. So like I don't know, maybe
Wasn't he like super into like slaves and stuff too? Like didn't he like
he was a womanizer for sure, but he was like he
banging
frequented
his
brothels and shit.
slaves? He was banging the brothels. Like yeah, I mean that's and
He was
it's-
banging the brothels, the buildings themselves.
Yeah, I mean hell, probably. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you're right. So he lived till 1779 to 1843. I don't know quick math, but that seems like 60, 70-ish. That's 64. So he would have been 64 in 1843. Let's do a little quick math here on the
I think it
calculator.
was like 200, like 270, 240. It doesn't matter.
24 minus 1843 is 181 plus the 64 that he was 245 years old. I think you're correct. So,
Last time you did math, you were extremely
hey,
incorrect.
I don't want to talk about it. Okay, I still don't understand how I got the answer that I got. And it was like how many? We have 280 episodes, and I was like, oh yeah. I think at the time we had like 260, and I was like, oh yeah, so like we've been doing this for like what 240 hours or something like that. It's like
Yeah.
all of our episodes are at least an hour long, so I don't know how I
Yeah.
fucked up that bad.
If I were to set you down and you had to give me an answer,
Okay.
all right, I'm gonna preface it. One movie.
Okay.
What is, in your opinion, the most overrated movie of all time?
Ooh shit, The Notebook.
You're putting it as all time?
All time. All I ever fucking heard growing up was like how great The Notebook was. Every chick in school was talking about The Notebook. And you know what? Not gonna lie to you. I've never seen it, but I know that it's overrated. Does it have to be a movie I've seen before? Is that a caveat?
I think yeah.
Okay. Let me start over. You give me your answer first while I think about it.
Well, no, my answer leads to the transition
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me think.
because I also think that this is the most overrated movie of all time. And if
Fuck,
anyone who knows, it's been talked about in our group chat a long time ago.
dude. And it's man, that's the thing. It's like I've seen movies before. Probably a
I've
lot of
seen movies
movies.
before.
I've seen a lot of movies. I've seen so
Have you
many
ever
movies.
have you ever heard of this thing called film?
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but they put little pictures. They put them on a string,
They
and
tell
they
these
put light behind
stories.
it, and it's like then they put audio into it. And it's
And it's
crazy.
it's motion pictures.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is. I mean, when you think about it, like the marvel that is movies, it's
Yeah.
crazy, dude. As far
Anyways,
as overrated, I think I'm gonna have to stick with the Notebook because it's the only one I can think of at the moment.
but you've never seen the Notebook.
I've seen the only integral parts you need to know, and I know the plot. Okay, spoiler alert: she has cancer. They
What
fall
about
in
Twilight?
love. Ooh, Twilight. Ooh, that is good, but it is low key though. It kind
Titanic,
of they
Avatar.
both hold up. Avatar, I will give it to you. I think I'll go with Avatar. Like, was it a good movie? It was fine, right? Sorry, I hit the mic stand. Was it a good movie? It was fine. Was it the highest grossing film level of film? Like level of movie? Like should it have been? Absolutely not. Like it was just a B movie. Like what? Oh, because James Cameron filmed it and like it was the first time we've ever seen like blue how it was supposed to be seen or some shit. Like it was super high def or whatever. Okay,
Well, it was at the cusp of like 3D.
yeah, and it was okay, but it's like, so you're gonna say that it's like this marvel of a film? I used marvel twice now, 3 times now. Sorry, but it was just an average movie. It was like fine. It was good. It was
To
overrated.
me,
Yeah.
I am someone who has seen way more movies than you, obviously, and I bet you've seen a lot of movies, but you just have that dumb, like not being able to remember
My brain
anything.
no good. Yeah, my brain no good
Where
disease where I don't remember things. Yeah, I think.
where it's like I can tell you where I was the first time I watched Back to the Future, kind of dumb memory.
Yeah.
Um, to me, the most overrated movie in the history of cinema,
Okay. Let's hit it. Let's hit it.
Wizard of Oz.
Oof.
I actually despise that movie. I think it sucks.
It's gonna be a lot of people upset right now.
I know we've talked about it. Go back and listen to like episode 78 or whatever it was because I know that we've talked about it. I think it is drastically just like
Like,
overemphasized about how important it is, and I get it. It's this whole idea of like when it came out and like sure
wait, why
like it
was? Can you
was
explain to me like why was it important? Because I don't know anything about like the
black and
history.
white into the color.
Oh, was it like the first color movie?
I think so.
Oh,
I
okay.
think. I don't quote me on that. You can Google it if you need to. But
Okay.
I just think that its cultural importance has like outweighed its actual quality of a film. I just don't think it's very good. I think it's just I mean, and again, it's like it's hard to judge.
Was the Wizard of Oz so dangerous? Like it's like
It's because when did it come out? 1939.
oh, buddy. Let me look at
Let's
this
just go
right
there.
here.
It's all
1900s.
yeah. I think it's like 39.
1939. You're right. Yep, you nailed it, dude.
Dang, why
On
the
the
fuck why do I know
on
that?
the time on the date. Like it's crazy.
And so you're talking about a movie that's almost 100 years old at this point, and like I get it's a pinnacle like foundation in what is like moved into like modern cinema, right?
5 Academy Awards. Yeah, dude. Like,
Well, it's just it's like highly regarded as like that and Citizen Kane are considered like two of the greatest like motion pictures of all time. Okay, whatever. Because like things will get compared to as like, oh, that's the Citizen Kane of gaming, or that's the Citizen Kane of whatever. They use it as like a point of reference to be like this is the pinnacle or the whatever. Anyways, so there's a spin like Disney did a spin off at one point, Back to Oz or some shit. It's like really weird. I don't know. I've never seen it, but there is a recent like phenomenon in the last like 10 years. So it started off as a Broadway play. It's called Wicked.
yeah, it's coming to theaters. It's got
It
Ariana
is coming to
Grande,
theater.
right?
My wife and my daughter and my mother-in-law went to go see it in like the actual play. I think my mother-in-law saw it on Broadway, but they it was here locally. I don't know. In like January or something, and then and like Zoe loved it, and like
Hell
she
yeah,
likes
dude.
the Wizard of Oz, right? And so the big movie, like Thanksgiving is always like a really big thing for like movies. Like there's always like a really big movie that comes out the week of Thanksgiving because people on Black Friday will typically go to the movies later in the afternoon as a way to like get out of the house so you're not cooped up. Anyways, I think Moana 2 also comes out. So it's like Moana 2 and Wicked.
Ooh,
So like it's a
Moana
big
2?
deal.
Let's go.
Yeah, pretty sure. All that to say is now you're starting to see if you go to Target, if you go to Walmart, if you go anywhere, there is a fucking marketing push like nobody's business for Wicked. There's Barbie dolls, fucking Lego sets,
I
fucking
mean,
Betty Crocker like brownie mix. Like we're
damn,
talking
dude.
like they're going in full bore on this shit. Now, there's a controversy.
Oh,
Are you ready?
man, on the what?
Are you ready?
Okay. Okay, let me hold on. Before we jump into it, I'm going to take a moment to pause here. Everybody can put their guesses in now.
So you don't know.
I don't, I haven't, I'm off. I'm off.
Okay.
Okay, so, like,
Okay.
everybody's going to go ahead and put their guesses in now as to what the controversy is.
Most people know.
I'm going to say that it's, they used AI in some way in the film or in some sort of way, and, like, people are upset about it. So that's my
That's
guess.
a good guess.
Okay.
That's a good guess. Your second guess would be what?
Second guess would probably be because they made the witch black.
Okay, so that's also a good guess. So
Ah,
these are
damn,
two.
still not it. Shit.
No, no. So the
Third
film
guess.
itself is not the controversy.
Okay.
The
Okay.
controversy lies within the merchandise,
Oh shit. Okay.
and somebody fucked up.
They whitewashed the witch on all the on the merch. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, they're good guesses because yeah, that's something definitely people will be upset about. Like, rightfully
Okay,
so, probably on the whitewashing. But
so obviously Lego is its own company,
okay,
whatever. But Mattel owns Barbie. Barbie,
okay,
right? So anyways, so anytime you buy a toy,
hmm
right, look on the back of the box. There's a website. It tells you where to go to find all the merchandise. Like, oh, whatever. You're like, oh, go to Moana2.com. Go to GIJoe.com. So if you go and you look on the back of the Barbie boxes
okay.
from Mattel, it tells you to go to Wicked.com.
Oh no.
Wicked.com is a porn site.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that name before. If I'm not mistaken, I
It's
feel like I've heard that name before.
yeah, I'm sure you've heard. You've never been to it, have you?
I'm sure that I was looking up some wicked kickflips, and it just happened to be like, oh, what if I go to www.wicked.com to see like if I can find these wicked kickflips that I can do?
Now, if I was a kid and if you had asked me before this story came out, you tell me what is wicked.com, I would be like, it's probably like an e-bombs world.
Okay,
That's what
yeah,
that's what I would think, right? But apparently the website's supposed to be Wicked the Movie or something.com, and Mattel forgot to put the movie part.
yeah.
So they
That's
have had a massive recall on all of the Barbies. And
which.
now, of course, have gone and they've bought them and now they're selling them on eBay. And
So like,
here we go.
dude, that's the thing. Is like even when a company fucks up, did they really fuck up? I mean, kind of thing. It's like, oh, because those are all gonna hit. You know, every single one of those dolls is now gonna be on fucking eBay. It's gonna be
Yep.
on some reselling market, and it's gonna be like, this has got one of the porn sites on the back of it. It's so crazy, and it's like. And the people are going to eat them up. They're going to go for double the price, triple the
Yep.
price. And it's like, I'm
Yep.
sure that you probably couldn't find one for less than $1,000 now. So,
I mean, probably because, but I haven't looked at eBay, I haven't looked, but I just know that I do think that it is an honest mistake. Um, I remember growing up when I was like, again, super into wrestling. There was this guy named Al Snow. Okay. Do you know
okay.
anything about Al Snow? I'm gonna give you a little, this is a
Okay.
weird.
Al Snow, I don't. So go ahead and tell me.
So Al
I'm
Snow
gonna put on
used
private
hit,
browsing real quick to see what wicked.com is. What you talk about that? Anyways, who's Al Snow now?
I can't talk to you while you're looking at porn,
Okay,
bro.
I'm not looking at it. You have to enter. You have to like make sure that you're 18 or not. Okay, so
Well,
I'm not gonna do that right now. So
anyways, you're gonna save it for later.
yeah, save it for later. Save it for later.
Anyways, so Al Snow was this character where he like was kind of like a schizophrenic. I don't know if we're allowed to say that. He was kind of crazy, whatever.
Schizophrenic is PC still. It's like a
I
disease
don't I
that
don't
people
know.
have.
I don't know what's safe anymore.
If like crazy loco man, like I'm sure that wouldn't be PC. Like that's his whole shtick. It's like
And he would write on his head, it says like help me, but it was backwards. But his whole gimmick was he would come out and he would have this mannequin. And for a long time, he was part of the job squad. So, and he would have this mannequin and he would talk to this head and he would like dress it like it would have, it was like like a beauty school mannequin, with the hair that they would
Yeah.
use.
Like, did he partner with the Socko guy, the guy who had like the sock puppet? It's a
Oh, that's mankind.
yeah. There we go. That's what I immediately thought about. But it
No,
was like, okay.
no. But anyway, so there was a big controversy when I was a kid where, so he had his action figure and he came with a decapitated Barbie head
That's fine,
as
though.
as the mannequin.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things too. This was like I don't know if eBay was around, but I know that that was like in the circles. It's like, bro, did you get your, and like, you'll find it in stores now, like the original figure that's in a package with the Barbie head, and it's just like it was promoted violence, and like we were still dealing with that shit in the 70s and the 90s.
Dude, if
So
they
it's
could only
like,
see what they sell today, you know what I mean? Like, it's
yeah.
like,
So at the end of the day, I think it's just an honest mistake. I
that
think
is
it's
hilarious, though.
it's fucking because like how many kids get a Barbie doll and then go to the website?
That's what I'm saying. Have you ever once got a toy when you were a kid and like immediately went to like search the websites? Like I didn't. I didn't even read the packaging. I was just like put it together.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be one of those. Well, of course you did, but like with wrestling figures, before the internet is the internet, and we're talking like in its infancy, like 2000s, 2001, whatever. You could go to the website, and then that's when you could see, because like all the figures would have like, like have like 2 or 3 like waves of like, oh, this wave, look out in the fall, and you'll find these guys.
Yeah.
So like you could go to the website and it would give you like a checklist of all the people that are out, like
That's just in the
store
box
exclusive.
nowadays. Like it's just like a piece of paper in the box nowadays.
Yeah,
so.
but that I'm saying like that's what the website
Got you. Okay.
was used for. Whether that's what I used it for. So like I have, yes. Do I now? No, that's not.
Yeah.
Not.
It's just, man.
All of my adult geared like action figures now, like they don't have stuff on the back of the box. It's all.
It
know
all
what I
makes
mean?
sense now. Like when you were talking about Mattel or whatever, but whenever you were talking about Mattel, all I could think of was like Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, which I didn't know. Hot Wheels 2 Unleashed, I think on the PlayStation. It's like PlayStation 5.
It's one of the monthly games.
Yeah, dude. Like it's made in Unreal Engine, which is like a phenomenal.
Everything is.
I mean, it's a phenomenal. What is that called?
Game engine.
Game engine. There we go. Thank you. Blanked on it. It's a phenomenal game engine, but you show me Hot Wheels, even the first one was still like looked really good. But you show me the second one where the Hot Wheels cars that I'm currently playing with and shit, like are in a video game and I can drive them around like in real life. My head explodes. Like immediately, like I'm dead. Like it's insane how realistic they've got it to look. I mean, like, even the tracks. This isn't a sponsored ad for Mattel's like Hot Wheels 2 Unleashed.
Did you play it with Quinn?
Yeah, we play it with Quinn and Oliver, both like having a great time with it. And they love it. They're fucking laughing up a storm. So,
I used to be into racing games, but I can't tell you the last time I really got into one.
Need for Speed Underground 2 was
Everybody
the last
had.
God.
Are you talking about the one on PlayStation 2?
Hell,
Or Xbox?
yeah,
Everybody had that.
Riders of the Storm is still stuck in my head because it was one of the only songs that I remembered. It was the only song that I would play in my car, like when I'm driving it around. Oh, dude, it's such that game. And then the one Big Wheels, like all I remember is like Dub. Oh, man.
Big Rig.
No, dude, it's like the word dub is in the game somewhere. If it's like, but it's like revolved around just like there was a lot of spinners. I remember that on the tires. You remember spinners? Anybody? Shouts out anybody out there remember spinners? They were so for the kids out there, they don't know about this. They were hubcaps, but they were like hubcaps for your hubcaps, and like when you stopped, the spinners kept going. Yeah, and it was
It was like a fidget spinner, but for your car.
Yeah, and it was like, so it wasn't for you per se because it's like a hunt skin. You don't buy the skin for yourself because you never see it. But everybody else around you, they were impressed. They were impressed that you had spinners in your. I was certainly impressed. But
You were like, hey, he has money.
But yeah, Need for Speed Underground. I think was it 2 or was it just 1?
It could be both. People were super into both.
Whichever one.
That's when
Riders
you
of
can
the
get
Storm
games
was
for
on.
$20, bro.
God, dude, that game fucked so hard. There was like unlockableness. There was like a story. There was like, it wasn't just, oh, you go to this race and do this. Like there was like drifting challenges, and
Yeah.
you could go out and like physically race other cars just out on the road and shit like that. Maybe I don't know. I'm mixing
I
games
played
up,
that Hot
but
Wheels Unleashed, the first one, because I think it was a free game, and like it was
it's
fine. Like it
designed for
was
kids for sure because there's
sure.
like a lot of
It just feels like
accessibility built
it would
into
be
it.
more beneficial to, like, it's like racing games. I think would be a lot of fun if you played with friends. Like that's
Yeah,
why Mario Kart works.
yeah.
Have you ever played Mario Kart by yourself? It's dreadfully boring. It's
I
fucking dreadfully boring. Just like
low
Smash
key,
Bros. It's so boring.
I haven't played Mario Kart before. Like
Ever?
I've played it over at a friend's house or something like that, but like I've
If you
never
played
owned
one,
one.
you've played them all.
Yeah, they're all the same. It's like
But
yeah.
but like the whole point is it's very much one of those games where it playing it with people is the intent, and it's a drastically different experience playing with yourself, like just playing by yourself versus playing with friends. But
Midnight
it'll break.
Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. That's the
Oh
game
yeah,
I think
yeah.
of. Fuck
From
that
Rock.
game.
You know who made that? Rockstar.
Rockstar made that?
Same people make
Rockstar San
Grand Theft Auto.
Diego. God, they crushed it. I loved that game
You remember
so
when
much.
Rockstar used to make more than one game every 6 years?
Buddy, do I?
Do you remember when they used to make games that weren't open world games?
Grand Theft Auto 3, baby. That's an
Uh,
overworld game, but
Bully. Uh,
ooh, they make Magnum Cum Laude. What was that game?
no,
No, it came out around the same time as Bully, but
they made the first two Max Paynes.
Conker's Bad
Well,
Fur
that-
Day. Did they make that? That's fucking
no,
good.
no. So they made a table tennis game that was way better than it had any right to be.
Dude, I gotta look it up now because I think I remember this.
What, Rockstar's table tennis?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, it was fucking way better than it had any right to
I
be.
played this shit, dude.
It was at the very beginning of the 360, but like that and Bully and obviously Red Dead. They published the first two Max Payne games. Remedy still made them, but they're getting remade. The first two Max Payne games are getting remade.
Okay, here's the list again. You got Grand Theft Auto 1, obviously 2, Monster Truck Madness 64, Grand Theft Auto 2, Earthworm Jim 3D,
Nice.
Thrasher, Skate and Destroy, Evil Knievel, but Evil spelled Evel. Is that how you
That's
spell
because
it?
that's his name.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's all. And then they had the Dreamcast with Wild Metal. You got Austin Power. They made an Austin Powers game for the two of them for the Game Boy Color. Then you had Midnight Club Street Racing, Smuggler's Run, Surfing H3O, Oni. Those are all for PS2. Also Grand Theft Auto 3. Dude, they were
Yeah,
like...
but did they publish those or make those? Because then eventually Take-Two buys them.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's developers. Okay, so... Man, I don't know how to read things, but...
That's fine.
Midnight Club 2. Again, Max Payne 2.
I
Manhunt.
just said that. Manhunt was the other one. Dude, I remember Manhunt. Do you remember Manhunt?
I don't think I ever played No, I
Talking
never
about
played this game.
controversy in games, dude, you could choke people out with a fucking plastic bag in that game, and it like promoted violence.
This game looks
So it was
scary.
like banned. Like there was like mom and pop stores that wouldn't carry it because it was so violent.
I don't think I played this game.
It's not very good. It wasn't very good.
Manhunt is a
But-
stealth game played from a third-person perspective. The game consists of 12 levels called scenes, as well as 4 unlockable bonus scenes. Players survive the scenes by dispatching the enemy gang members, occasionally with firearms, but primarily through stealthily executing them.
It wasn't very good. I didn't like it. Anyways, what the whole? How did we get talking about that? Just racing games in general, yeah. There was I think the last real racing game that I put time into was a game called Blur.
Okay,
On 360. It's because like all my friends, we all like picked a game and we all played it together. But it was like Need for Speed mixed with Mario Kart, where you could get like power ups and shit.
That's pretty
But
sick.
it had like real cars. It was fine.
Ooh, Twisted Metal. That fucks.
It's a car combat game. The thing is, like, I'm just not into cars, man. I'm just not one of those car guys. So like,
Yeah, they don't.
It's okay.
But I don't know, man. There's like that. Yeah, there's something that like Need for Speed Underground and that
It hit at the right time.
it just hit. I don't know for some reason. And then fucking the games I was just thinking about, that one Burnout or whatever. Which one's the one that you could crash and shit?
Yeah.
Like
all of them.
those are so rule. Those are
Burnout 2, Burnout 3.
I loved the
And then-
games in which
and then
you could,
EA
like-
ruined it and then made it fucking like Burnout Paradise is fine, but like the least interesting thing about Burnout
Mm-hmm.
Paradise is driving around to the next race. Like, just let me fucking pick what I want to do.
Yeah. I just
don't-
love crashing. I just love blowing shit up. So
Right. Like I don't everything it was just that whole everything became open world for no reason whatsoever. But
Well,
um,
I was gonna say, while you and your kid were like, on their way to becoming president, right? Watching her perform, I was breaking the news. Spoiler, everybody, if you have kids listening, you might want to turn the radio off. Breaking the news about Santa Claus. So, definitely not the most awkward conversation to have with your 7-year-old kid. Whenever he asks, like, so how would you explain it if you had to
I don't
break
know.
the
I'm
news?
not there yet. I'm not there yet.
Our kid is very smart, and that's not just me, like, putting him over and like that. Like, he's very smart, but like one day he came home.
He's definitely not your kid then.
No, he's not. He's Shelby's kid for sure. He knows things. He reads books, pays attention to class, whatnot. I did not.
You couldn't do any of those things.
Couldn't do any of them today. So, but he comes home one day and was asking about the tooth fairy. He was basically like, "Are you guys the tooth fairy?" And I think that some kid at school was asking about. Or
It has to be.
It had to have been.
Typically how that starts.
Yeah. So.
Some that kid's parents told him
Yeah.
that none of that was real
But
because they didn't want to deal with it anymore.
But basically, we're like, roundabout way, we're like, yeah, we are the tooth fairy, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. But then it was like, he's like, you could see it in his eyes. Like, he just started spiraling, kind of like, situation like, okay, well, the tooth fairy's not real. Then what about these
My whole life is a lie. Are
Yeah.
you my parents?
Yeah, like, it's like, but we're like, basically, then we got in the car the other day, and he was going to ask us in front of, our littlest one. We're like, hey, he's still got the magic. He's still like wants, so we'll talk about this later, whatnot. And then I was like, well, buddy, the thing about it is, do you want to believe in Santa or do you not want to believe in Santa? And he was like, well, I don't know. I was like, because, I mean, honestly, if he's real or not, it doesn't matter so much as it is like what you want to believe, right? So it's like, hey, if you don't want to believe in Santa anymore, okay, yeah, sure. Me and mom are Santa Claus, right? But if you still want to feel like, want to believe in Santa, like, yeah, sure, he's real. Like, it's up to you, but it's not up to you to go around telling other people.
That's like avoiding the fucking question.
Well, I mean, like, no, because it's one of those things where it's like, first of all, like, not to ruin your life or anything, buddy, but it's like, I mean, yeah, there's no magic in the world. So it's like, honestly, it's up to you.
So we'll start him now. He's about to find out soon enough anyways.
I mean, yeah, but hey, until then, dream a little bit, kid, kind of thing. But it's like, I just went on this tangent like my dad used to do with me, it happened to me. So like, why can't it happen to him? But I went on a tangent about how, like, okay, so Santa isn't real. There's not this magical like person who brings you presents, but like, that doesn't mean that there's not things that are like magical within just our everyday life. And I went off this tangent about how like fucking the universe is like insanely precise and how it's like how you got all this shit going on that we have no idea. And like, we haven't even discovered our oceans, bro. Don't even get me started on the oceans. So I think I handled it pretty well.
It sounds like you did not. It sounds like you avoided the fucking question.
Well, I mean, like,
I think if I was put in your situation,
yeah,
I mean, again, like, I don't know. It's different. It's every situation is different.
Yeah.
Every kid's. My first question would have been not, what do you want to believe? Is like more so, what do you believe? Not necessarily making that
might have been my first question,
them.
But
it's just like, what do you think? Because he might have been fishing out to see, well, maybe that kid's just fucking gaslighting me. I don't know, maybe or whatever, or maybe Santa didn't visit that kid because he's a little fucking shithead.
Yeah.
So otherwise, what you're doing is just answering with you didn't answer him, but
let me answer your question within the question.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did the same. What do you believe is more so, what do you want to believe? It's two different questions.
We asked the same question. It's like, well, hey, buddy.
No,
like,
no. What do you believe versus what do you want to believe? I want to believe that the human race is capable of fucking thinking of other people, and they have decency and self-awareness of like, oh, not everything is about me, as opposed to what do I believe is that they're all narcissistic, selfish assholes. Two different answers, two different questions.
I mean,
so, no,
potato is what I always say.
Wrong.
Speaking of which, nobody ever says potato. So if they say potato, they're a fucking moron. So let's just go ahead and call it what it is.
So not to well actually you, but like
But I mean, at the same
I
time,
gave you a very
hey,
precise
you know,
example of both of those of why those are different.
all I know is that he's probably not traumatized.
It's
So
fine. I mean, again, we've talked about it before how it was broken to me, and that's what I don't want to do. But I mean, eventually it will. It is going to, happen, and we
I don't know,
will.
man. I never got that news broken to me, and I still believe in Santa Claus because my
That's good,
parents said,
bro.
if you don't believe in
Bro,
Santa,
he fucking helps out polar bears, dude.
well, I mean, like, yeah, it's true. Hey, a nice plug. But also at the same time,
Please back my comic book. It's not moved in like a week. Please,
just put up
please
like a
clap.
desperation, like a little
Please,
link
it's
over your
not.
head.
It's not moved. It's 67%. It's been at 67% for
Well, I,
well over a week.
I don't want to break your
Uh,
heart, buddy, but I think that anybody listening currently either has already
I
backed
know.
it and or probably not going to. But it's like one of those things, man. That's part of life, dude. You know, it's a
Mm-mm.
duality of man, really.
No,
What
it's
is
not.
what is a duality of man, anyways? That's what I want to know.
That is uh that is a very complicated answer.
I guess so.
You can be
Funmycomic.com, Polar Destroyer, issues 1 and 2. It's on there. So
Yeah, I mean you can find it. It's gonna be one of those where it's gonna be down to the wire, I guess.
hey,
Nothing can ever be easy.
why can't it be? You know, why would you make life
You know,
easy?
that's my question. Dude, don't get me started on that because we had a whole fucking conversation
Yeah.
with my 7-year-old today about that whole thing about like, listen.
Why can't life just be easy? You know what I mean? Like,
Dude,
why do we have to struggle? Like, I understand, like, oh, struggle builds character and, like, perseverance and whatnot and
to
all
an
that bullshit.
extent, to an extent. Okay, now this is all messed up.
But
But
it's also like,
to an extent, yes, I do believe in that. But I think that by the time you're 35, those lessons are gone and they no longer have the desired effect.
yeah, you
It's
can't
more
teach
of
an old dog new tricks. You know,
it's more that like, can I win? And like
it really
you
does
you
become please clap.
I'm trying desperately hard not to get on a soapbox here. But the thing is like I hate. It's that same sentiment of, well, I did in my day. I don't give a fuck. I didn't live then. I live in the fucking now. So I'm
Yeah,
living in the now. So I'm trying to deal with the situation now. And if I feel now that things are too hard, they are too hard. I don't give a fuck. Well, you would have never lasted. Good. Fucking good.
I don't have to. We're
I don't
here.
fucking have to.
Yeah,
Like I hate that shit.
like this is the
Well,
same thing. Like
I had to.
I had to walk
Yeah,
10 miles in the snow both ways, and it's like, okay, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to
dude.
do about it. Like, it's
My
like
grandpa would
I have a car
yell at.
now, buddy. I don't
I
know.
mean, my grandpa would like get so irrationally mad when I would run the air condition in my house that I pay for during the summer, and like he said, "Oh, well, I didn't have air conditioning." Blah blah blah.
Eat my
Okay.
asshole. I do. Like, it's like, what do you want to do,
Yeah, like you're
granddad? You want me to
86 years old, bro. Good job. Like you fuck. Wow, all these people bitching and complaining about all they don't ever get paid enough money. I used to work at the convenience store when I was 9 years old, and I made 15 cents a day.
And you
Okay,
used it. You took that. You turned that around. You bought a house with that 15 cents, that
you
one
made
day's
15
paycheck,
cents a
and you went and bought a
day.
house.
That's when a fucking moon pie and a fucking RC cola was like 3 cents, my guy. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah, oh, God, dude, man, don't.
I hate that revisionist
It's
like, well, I suffered, so you have to suffer shit. Like I
yeah,
hate
dude.
it. My whole point
It's like,
is
why,
Yeah, that's
why?
my whole point. It's like if I'm still suffering from the same fucking shit that you did 60 years ago, don't you think that's a problem?
Yeah,
Like
it's
that's a
like
problem.
I mean, I know it's like
That's not the own that you think it
it's
is.
like I know it's such a cheap like oh cop out or whatever, but it's like if they were to cure cancer tomorrow, and the people who have lost loved ones to cancer
Bro,
were
you gonna
like
bring back my dead grandma?
yeah, it's like yeah, it's like the people who like who lost loved ones to cancer, they're like, oh well, you can't do that, you can't cure cancer because my wife didn't get cured from cancer. It's like, oh, okay, that's right. What the fuck is
Because
going on? Yeah, we're in a crazy
again,
land.
the unfortunate truth that we have probably known for a long time, but is more prevalent than it has ever been
Got it.
because we are under like not even a microscope anymore, is that people are by and large, again, as a conglomeration, miserable, just flat out miserable. I don't think that there are. I think happiness is a very hard thing to achieve. We talked about this off mic about how what does happiness mean? How do you achieve happiness?
Is happiness even real? You
Because
know?
like well because you had brought up something like I'm just like happy I'm in a good place and it's like and I think you had asked me just like are you happy and I'm like I don't know how to answer that question because if you my default is if I answer that question by saying in a comparison to something else well like it could be worse like then no you're not happy.
Like in a vacuum is like how you'd have to
Yeah,
answer it, right?
right, like am I and I think it's always human nature to always want more, which is why greed is a problem. But to the original point is that I think people are just very unhappy financially, relationships, just the burden of life. Again, we're dealing with the same shit that people dealt with 100 years ago because nothing has fucking changed other than like things are more fast paced and things are more expensive than they've
Yeah,
ever
and
been.
we got more guns. That's for sure.
Yeah, right. And depression is at all time high, and all these anxiety and
I
angst,
also
whatever.
think that like depression's always been this level, but it's just like maybe not to
More
this
people know
extent.
about it.
But like yeah, it's definitely got more and more. It's like people who say like well, there's a lot more gay people nowadays. Like no, they've always been gay. They just
Yeah,
like are out
yeah,
more now, and it's
yeah,
good. It's good that they are because
yeah.
you should
It's
be
almost
pushed.
like like equality. Anyways,
Yeah, sorry.
the
Yeah,
whole
but
point. No, the whole point is that I think because people are miserable, they, and it's gross. It's a gross human trait. People find pleasure in someone else's suffering, and that's why that entire argument of like, well, I fucking suffered. So
yeah,
like who do you think you're better than me and that you don't have to suffer? And it's like you're you're missing the entirety of the fucking concept. It has nothing to do with like equal suffering. It's the fact that the we're supposed to just like be better. Each generation is supposed to be better. We're supposed to make it easier for everyone. I've said it ad nauseum on here and in every conversation I have about parenting. I'm the parent I wish I had, but also there is in no situation where I would ever actively try to make my daughter's life harder than it is. Now there are circumstances where like I may be more strict, I may take things away because of a bad attitude because
yeah.
it's like, oh, that
I
is
mean that just
teaching a
sounds like
lesson.
parenting to me. Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
lesson of like, you can't talk to people like this. You can't act like this. But also convey in a message we had at the talk today, convey in the message of like listen, like you're not going to be perfect. No one wants you to be perfect, but you have to understand that like when you do things like this, there are consequences. Your iPad gets taken away when you talk to your mother and I like this. As so but like I'm not going out of my way where she's just having a good day and I just fucking rip her iPad out and throw it in the yard. Like that's
oh
well,
yeah,
that's what my dad.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
You're
that's
spending too
that's a
much goddamn time on that thing and throw it out in the yard and
yeah.
smash it with a
Go
hammer.
go
Yeah,
fucking go
dude,
outside.
that
It's like
it's like so many things that we used to see all the time. I mean, it's probably still out there or whatever, but it's like the videos. They're obviously more prevalent probably today, but it's like of a parent smashing the kid's Xbox and like because he spends too much time playing video games. It's like now when I see that as a parent, I'm like, okay, first of all, the problem I have with that is that's your money you're smashing. It's not like the kid went out and bought that with his own money, right? So you're wasting money. But second
it's
problem I
because
have
that
is it's
person is
like,
deeply unhappy.
yeah, it's like, okay, I understand that, like, yeah, maybe a kid plays too many video games. I get that. But they're more like,
Maybe you're on your phone too much.
maybe, and they're more
No, like that would like
yeah,
to that person.
there's more proactive ways of handling this situation than traumatizing your kid by making him think that like, oh, I can never have anything nice and I can't spend any time sitting still and doing
Mm-hmm.
things, or else my parents will come in and smash my stuff, and so then it doesn't then turn into trauma that they have later on where they can't sit still, and like if they sit still long enough, they're gonna think like, oh, well, I'm wasting my day away, and so like if I don't sit down and if I don't get up and do something, I'm just a lazy piece of shit, and somebody's gonna come in and smash my TV. So it's like. So I'm not sure. I'm sure that didn't cause any trauma or anything like
Yeah.
that. But
I mean, yeah, and then that's and
it's,
the whole to wrap it back around to that original point of like that's why I hate that argument. I hate that argument because if your default is well, like if you start it with well, back, fuck you. I don't give a
yeah,
shit. Like it's not a concept. Maybe I'm naive. It's just not a concept I understand in terms of like going out of your way to ensure that someone else is more miserable than you are. Because like, dude, I don't know if you know this. Life is hard.
Wait.
It
Fuck,
is
let me write that
hard.
down, dude. Fucking
Yeah,
gotta
dude.
write that down. I had no idea. I'm in a liminal
Parenting.
space right now, so I can't write that down, but I would if I could.
Parenting is hard and it's exhausting and it's tiring. Like people ask me, well, you look tired. Fucking because I am, dude.
That's weird.
Like,
I
what the
slept
fuck?
like 8 hours and I still look like this. Oh shit, dude. I think something's not working. Like living, I don't know if you know this. Living's not working for me right now.
This is not a new concept, but I have noticed that there is a massive gap in how our parents' generation they lack basic communication skills. And I don't mean like they don't know how to they don't it's not that they don't know how to talk to people because like, a lot of them they do know, but they don't know how to speak to somebody. They know how to speak at somebody. And so especially their kids. So think of all the conversations you've had with your dad where your dad's speaking at you, but he's not speaking to you and he's not because there are so many times where I'm having conversations. I told you this the other day. I am 35 years old and I am still treated by my dad
Oh
and
yeah,
by my
yeah.
grandpa that I am a fucking child.
Little
And it's
stupid
like
little idiot
it's like
child.
I could fucking run circles around you two with
You're
everything.
just like, give me
I
a
may
math
not
problem.
be able
Give me a math problem right now. I'll fucking do it. Give me a
I
math
may
problem.
not be able to fucking build a fence as fast as you. I may not be able to change tires as fast as you. I may not be able to work on a fucking car engine. But you know what, motherfucker? Who do you call when you need a basic computer function?
Yeah. Oh no,
You
you
know?
locked yourself out of your iPhone again,
Oh
granddad?
no.
Call the Apple store, because I'm not helping you again this time. You know?
And like you're calling and you're asking me like what I use to like how I favorite thing. How do you know so much? And then and
Internet, buddy.
then
Internet.
no. How do you know so much? But then this is the same person who will try to belittle me and say that I'm brainwashed and I don't know anything.
Yeah, dude.
And it's more
Fucking love
like
that duality.
and it's like that's the duality man, by the way.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
so
And that's the name of the episode. Let's go, dude. I came up with
and
one.
and so I humans are complex. It's like weird because they're very simplistic creatures in nature, but they're very complex because you know you put people in a vacuum. You put two or three people in the same room and have them watch a situation, and you will get likely three different ways to approach a situation. You'll get three different ways of like the perception of the situation.
Hmm.
So like I do think that like unfortunately, like that is another problem with society, especially America, but also we have more than ever we've been indoctrinated with main character syndrome because like we're the United States. And this is not a political thing, it's more adjacent, but it's just like if the problem doesn't affect you directly in any way, then that problem doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, it's like
But
we've talked about that before too with our parents, and they're like that's where like when you think about that right there, and our parents and how they have like almost is like almost a total lack of empathy and understanding, like other people are suffering, even if
do you,
they're
do you know why our parents have no empathy?
because their parents didn't have any. I guess I don't
Because their
know.
parents didn't love them.
Yeah, it's fair. I guess.
And it's not that they didn't love them, it's that they didn't show them any affection. They didn't show them any attention because it was always because they came from the boomers, or they are the boomers, but they came from the fucking people coming out of the war who, again, didn't know how to show any emotion, especially the
Yeah,
male
well, because they
figures.
were all
They
shell
didn't,
shocked and
yeah,
fucking
well,
traumatized.
and undiagnosed PTSD and
Yeah,
drinking problems and all that shit. So they didn't know how to show that affection.
and then
And
they're
so,
coming from the generation that like literally just had to survive
mhm,
and not die, and they couldn't
mhm.
show affection because like that child was probably gonna die in 2 days
But again,
anyways. So
to wrap all that around, I don't think that any of those people are at fault for those things. But for the same reason that I don't think that those people are at fault, is the same reason why I want those people to not basically try to force us to be the way we aren't. Because like our generation is like we have so much empathy and we care about others weirdly.
Yeah.
Weirdly. I don't know how that where that came from, but it's just like
I don't know, maybe like the traumatizing of an entire generation and how like we were just like we just want love, guys. Can somebody just love us? Can somebody get a
I don't
hug?
even think it's that because like well, we've talked about it too as far as like our parents grew up in such a time where they could quit a job on a Friday, they could start it on a Monday. Wages were good, all these things, blah blah blah. But like they were it was force fed into their brain about a career. You got a career over family. Family is secondary, right? And then, of course, that got fucking beat into our brains too. You got to go to college. You got to go to college. You got to do this. You got to do that. Okay. Well, then we did. And then I don't know where, I don't think there's not like an exact timeline, but somewhere along the way, maybe it was like 5, 6 years outside after you graduated college, after you're massively fucking in debt and you're working shitty job because you were promised this idea that well if you go to college you get a 4-year degree it's gonna be easier to find a job. Well, that was a fucking lie.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna get a job and you're gonna be making 80, 90,
And the person
$100,000.
working at McDonald's that I was told that like I was going to end up there, they're the owner of the store and they're making
Right.
double what I'm making, and it's like, well, shit, that
But
could have been
somewhere
me.
along the way we flipped our priorities as a generation. And you ask any person from the age of 28 to 40, ask them like what's more important, their job or their family. And I would say you would get a 70% that's going to say their family because we learned that the harder you work doesn't mean shit.
Hell
Doesn't
yeah,
mean
dude.
anything.
Fucking rise up against the man.
And we're just like, you know what, dude? And it worked out great for me personally because I always struggled with like what fucking because I was always again, I was like you in a sense of like I care more about the things I do outside of school, my interests, my hobbies, all
Yeah.
these things are way more important than me than like learning about social studies. Now, obviously those are important, but like the way my brain works is I'm always thinking about what I'm going to do when I get home and not really paying attention until I got a little older. And so it's like I could never find like what do I want to do at I'm 18 years old. What the fuck do I want to do for the rest of my life? And there's so many jobs. Like the job I do now, I didn't know was a job, right? So
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
so
So
there's
there's
like
like
there's
so
this
many of those.
and it's so like basic accounting, be a nurse, be an engineer, whatever. It's all like blanket things, and it just like ultimately didn't matter. And so
Yeah.
somewhere along the way, our generation just like flipped and like changed everything. So we're just like, you know, I don't know.
It needs to be a huge change where it's like, how about instead of, pressuring kids to basically make like life altering decisions while they're still literal children, we wait, like there's still got to be some kind of grace period, man. Cause like, I didn't look, what if you were coming to me at like 18 years old, like, hey, what are you going to do for the rest of your life? I don't fucking know. Probably going to jerk off. I don't know. I don't, what do you want me to say? Like, I don't, I have no concept of like what lies out there in the world. And then it's like, that's just asking me who was a little is country bumpkin, is that a bad word? I don't know, but I'm just a little idiot little country bumpkin out there, right? 18 years old. I don't know shit about the jobs that are out there in the world. So it's like, but then you're gonna make me, you know, fucking choose. I don't know, dude.
I mean, I agree. It'll never happen now.
Yeah.
But my idea was always, I always thought it was a good idea to be like, use your associate's degree. Here we go. Ready?
Okay.
I think your first 2 years of college should be free.
You fucking socialist. Get the hell out of here,
I
dude.
know, right? Because your first 2 years in college, what are you doing?
Again, jerking off like a ton.
Well, in my experience, the first 2 years was basically redoing fucking. It was high
Yeah,
school
it's you literally
2.0.
yeah, you just have to do all the classes you just
You're just
did.
doing fucking high school classes. It's not till you're like into your
It's
junior
such
year
a
that
it's
you're
such a
actually.
scam, dude. It's such a
Is it?
scam.
Yeah. And it's not to your junior year that you're starting to actually like start to pivot towards an actual major. And so like why not set it up to where you can go to the fucking school for 2 years in college. You can get the higher education at worst, you end with an associate's degree. Well, if everybody goes and everyone has an associate's degree, then it doesn't mean anything. Oh, so like a college degree now?
Yeah. Yeah. Now
Like,
you know what they're doing now? They're taking the requirement of a college degrees off of like job requirements. And it's like,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
fuck, dude.
So anyways,
What
so
did I
you
go to
spend
school
those
for?
so you spend those first 2 years at what, a community college, and you move out on your own, right? Or
Yeah.
or you work a job while you're going to these classes, these fucking basic classes, and you have a 2 year grace period, or longer, whatever, so you can like sort of try to find yourself, because all you've known since the time you're 5 years old to you're 18 is what, fucking, you go to school for 8 hours a day, you
Yeah,
go
dude.
blah blah blah, and it's just like you never have time to sort of process any of that stuff, and especially when you get older, you're just fucking badgered and beaten down with all these, like, you got to take these electives, and you got to do this, and you got to do this, and you got to study for your SATs,
Dude.
and it's like all these things. So like there needs to be a fundamental shift in how education works. And that's why, dude, I remember being like, again, in high school, where if you took plumbing or carpentry, it was like that was what that's what the fucking druggies took, and the fucking ne'er-do-wells. Those are the scums.
And they're fucking making six figures now,
And
dude.
those motherfuckers make so much
And it's
money
like,
now.
and people love corporations so much. You know what I think they should do? Instead of going to school, why don't you go to the job and you learn it and they teach you it? And then it's like, okay, if you don't like it, you go to another job. And so it's just like, man,
Oh, but it cost them $100,000 for every hire. I don't give a fuck.
yeah, dude, that's not me. I'm not taking on
Be a
that.
better teacher.
Yeah, fucking,
Pay more money.
it's your fault, dude. It's your
Pay
fault.
more money. Dude, I guarantee you, if you paid someone, you know, $30,000 versus $65,000, the person who makes $65,000 is probably going to stick around a little bit longer than the person that makes $30,000 if they're
Hey,
doing the same exact job.
anybody out there listening right now, you want to pay me $65,000 to do literally, probably, I would say anything just about. There's obviously an asterisk there. I'll do it. Fucking $65,000, I'll do it. As long as I can work from home. I need benefits.
Now you're adding all these
I
caveats.
would like PTO if you could afford it as well. I
Dude,
don't.
don't let
My wife's got benefits, so I'll take that one back. I don't need benefits necessarily. But just
for
work from home is a big
well,
one.
let me ask you this.
Okay.
If your company came to you
Hmm.
and they gave you two options, proposition.
Okay.
You can get a raise,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't tell you the raise.
I don't like that.
They don't. Option A is you get a raise
Okay.
of at least an extra dollar per hour.
Oh, it's not enough.
Listen,
Okay.
of
Sorry.
at least,
Okay.
at least.
Okay. I'll
So
listen
the
to the whole
minimum,
thing. Okay.
the minimum is you're gonna make an additional $40 a week,
Nice.
or your paycheck remains the same, but you work 4 days a week.
I'm going with option B, I think.
4 days a week, more than money.
Yeah, as long as I still get paid the same amount.
You get paid the same amount,
And I
but
don't
you
have to
work
adjust my
4 days.
schedule. It's just like they just literally take a day off of my work schedule.
Mhm.
I'm fine with that.
You're
Yeah,
essentially getting a raise.
yeah,
You're getting
because
you're getting a raise in time.
I mean,
You're
I
getting
only
paid the same to
I'm
work
getting
less.
paid. Yeah, basically speaking, like I'm getting paid to work 32 hours a week
Mm-hmm.
for the same amount of money. So yeah, theoretically, then I could take
Because
that.
you're gaining an extra day of life.
Yeah, which is like low key.
It's more important than money.
Yeah, shout out to other companies listening. Give me that. And or give me $65,000 a year. I don't need benefits. I need PTO though. It would be nice.
You're underselling yourself. Go aim higher, dude. That fucking the CEO of your corporation makes
Yeah.
$600,000 a year.
Okay. $67,000 a year. I do need to work from home though. I've got a family. I want to spend a lot of time with them.
What would it take for you to work in an office 5 days a week?
Oh, dude. There is not enough money.
I don't think that's true.
That's not true. Probably I would say. Okay, so this is me being super realistic here. Okay, this is
Okay.
realistic. Somebody comes to me and they're like, "Hey, I've got this perfect opportunity. Only thing is, you have to work in the office, but $250,000 a year. I'll take it."
No one's gonna offer that for you.
Oh, I know. That's exactly right. And I'm always going to be working.
That's
from home.
not real. That's not realistic.
That's realistic for me. That's my realistic answer. If you want me
Would
to
you
work in
turn
an
down-
office, $250,000 a year.
Would you turn down $100,000 a year to work in an office?
Yes.
You're an idiot.
No, I'm not taking it. I value my time at home and my ability to do what I want to do and get the work done without questions asked, and to get spend time with my family.
I don't know how much you make, and I don't want you to say it.
Okay,
But that's it. That's at least.
it's not
like,
$100,000 a year.
I know that, but it's at least like a 35% raise somewhere in there.
It's probably more than that, honestly. Actually, yeah, it
Yeah.
is more than that. It's more than it would be. Oh wait, no, wait. Yeah, I don't know math very well. That's a
Just
yeah.
take what you have and add and subtract the difference, and tell me that you couldn't use that.
Oh, that's no
amount of
question
money.
that I would not be able to use that kind of money for sure.
Your wife would be furious with you.
But that depend. Like, there's so many other like. So is it like? Am I doing?
I-
if is it my job that I'm doing currently? They come to me and they're like, "Hey, buddy, you have to go back to the
It's
office, but we're
in
going to
your
give you
industry.
$100,000 a year." Then I would say, because my job is relatively easy. Sorry, everybody, I don't do much work. Then I don't think I can give it up, man. I still enjoy working from home so much that I would turn down $100,000. I would do it. I can't do it. I mean, I enjoy this too much. I enjoy working from home.
I want to
too
tell you
much.
something. I love working from home. I love working from home. I don't ever want to go back to an office. I would not think about it very long. I would $100,000. I'd go back to an office 5 days a week.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I would.
Because like
I would.
it's like I'm listing off the things that I can't do. I fucking. Okay, sorry, I'm listing my hand. Anyways, I like thinking about the things I can't just fuck off for 10 minutes and walk upstairs and go stand outside and enjoy the breeze.
You can do all those things in an office.
Not with the comfort of my own house. All right, I can't just walk in the office with my balls hanging out. Right, I can't work
True.
from home naked. You know, I can't work in the office naked. They're gonna send me home, and
Sure.
I'd probably get arrested. I can't just fuck off and take a shower randomly in the middle of the day. You know, in the middle of the work day. Right. I can't just go upstairs and work on my laptop with the kids running around screaming and whatnot if I'm not working from home. I can't spend time with my kids and play.
Yeah, but some would say you're not working when you're doing that.
I mean, I'm doing as much work as they give me, baby. Okay? So, I mean, there's just too many things that I enjoy doing at home.
Dude, I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm just telling you that I think you would be surprised.
Now, would
if-
people be upset? Probably. Shelby would definitely probably be upset if I turned it down. But
I don't know, dude.
now you give me $125,000 a year? Okay, maybe. We'll talk about
And
it.
again, and honestly, like we're talking about money that's not even.
It's just fictional. They're never going to give me that much.
But it's just like we're talking about $100,000 in 2024, as if like that is some unrealistic standard, and it's like, bro, the cost of living
That's the
is
thing is, like, even if I got $100,000, like, even if they came to me tomorrow and they were like, "Here's $100,000 paycheck or $100,000 a year, buddy," I would still like kind of be struggling. I'd always be worried about money. Like, it's just so it's like,
you'd be able to pay off your student loans because those are never going away, dude.
they'll probably make me pay more now. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, this administration's gonna come in and be like, "Actually, we're gonna double the amount that you owe, and we're gonna make you
Is
pay
it
back
considered an
today."
administration?
It's I would say, what do they call it? Like a regime? What is like the hardest word?
A Reich?
A Reich. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Fucking nailed it, dude. Nailed it.
I was gonna say, what's a group of like really terrible people at their job? What's that called? What's that called?
Oh man.
Um,
It's truly, honestly, if we can just quick word about it. It is truly going to be the dumbest administration, if you can call it that, to ever exist. And it is, at least if it truly is the end, at least we go out with a laugh, right? At least we go out like that was weird. Why did we do that?
I mean, I kind of want to end it there, but I also want to follow up on this thing from last week.
Yeah, let's follow up with it because it's
Okay.
like, of course.
Last week,
Yeah.
we talked about how the FTC was proposing this new rule that everything had to be as easy to cancel as it was to sign up.
Mm-hmm.
And you think basic common sense tells you, like, yeah, of course, like that makes a lot of sense. Like, why isn't that the thing? And of course, we half joked that like someone was going to be like, no, that's not true. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Turns out Uh, the NCTA, the Electronic Security Association, and the Interactive Advertising Bureau are suing to prevent the FTC from enforcing its new click to cancel rule.
Weird.
That
It's so weird.
weird.
Why would like probably definitely not several organizations funded by the lobbyists of like I don't know billion-dollar corporations. Why would they want to do that? That's so weird.
Under if for a refresher for anyone who missed last week's episode, under click to cancel, if you sign up online, you must be allowed to cancel online rather than needing to call support, write a letter, show up in person, have your lawyer, all that bullshit.
Yeah. Give away your firstborn
Uh,
son. Yeah.
yeah. Most aspects of this expansion of the negative option rule will go into effect 180 days from its entry into the federal registry, assuming it isn't blocked. And yes, the groups opposing it represent exactly the names that you'd expect, with member companies who profit from subscriptions that are easy to start and hard to stop. The NCTA, which is the Internet and Television Association, represents service providers like Comcast, Charter, Cox, and entertainment studios like
No.
Disney,
No.
AMC, Paramount,
There's no way.
Warner Brothers Discovery.
Next thing you're
The
gonna be
I
telling me like the members of Gold's Gym or like
Hold on. The IAB 700 members include almost every company connected with advertising, including Google, Netflix, Amazon, Meta, Vizio, and NFL.
that's just so crazy, dude. Why would they be against this? Why would they there's no way that these companies make millions and billions of dollars every year off of the fact that people can't cancel the subscriptions or forget that they exist in the first place, and then they are constantly monthly charged for them. That's
So this article
wild.
is written by The Verge, and there is a disclaimer that says Comcast is an investor of Vox Media. Vox Media is Verge's parent company.
Yeah.
So they're reporting on their own shit. Obviously, it all
So
stems
weird.
from it stems from money because
What?
how many times in your life have you been doing something and you're just like, how many goddamn hoops do I need to jump through to fucking just do this thing? To the point to where you're just like, fuck it.
Not
Fuck
worth
it.
it. Yeah, it's $10 a
It's
month.
not
I don't have
worth
to
it.
worry about that. Yeah.
And they're banking on the fuck it attitude from people to where like, dude, have you seen that damn commercial for that app that like literally you put in all of your personal information and then they track down all of your active subscriptions
Yeah, it's
that
like
you have,
Pocket Money or some shit or whatever.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. And why in the world would you need that kind of thing?
It's almost like somebody's making money off the fact that people are tired of losing money.
Are
you
they
know?
are they making money off of people suffering? How weird.
That is wow.
What a concept.
Whoa.
Commercializing trauma? No way.
America would never. Would never.